Right, buddy, welcome back to your latest Manchester United news. We'll be talking Tonali and that deal potentially being off. We've got huge updates on the midfield. We'll also be talking Lewis Skelly, as well as some other interesting stuff surrounding United as well. But yeah, there's huge updates on the midfield stuff. We'll start from all the reports that come out this morning from The Athletic. There's some update on Anderson, Xerxes as well, which I mentioned. But this is what's come out from The Athletic in the article they did this morning. So, what has been said is Tonali was identified as the priority target for Manchester United last summer, but was not pursued because of the overall cost involved. And while he remains of interest, they are considering other options this time round. There's also concern among some at United about its gambling ban. The overall cost of the potential deal is a factor. United sources speaking on the condition of anonymity played down the prospect of a move for Tonali in the upcoming transfer window. So yeah, that's what's being said. Listen, I think the Tonali deal's off, to be honest. Manchester United, if they do plan to move for Anderson, will want to complete it before the World Cup. Forest value Anderson at £100 million. On Baleba, Manchester United put Baleba in the same category as Tonali as they briefly explored the move. Interest in Baleba could be revived, but he's one of the players on the club's list. Manchester United range last year was around £50 million, and they will have more to spend in this upcoming window. United also want Wharton. And then this is what's come out in the past few hours around the midfield. If plan A is Anderson, plan B is Tonali, Wharton finds himself closer to plan C. United's recruitment team from shortlist, and that is paid off with moves from Matheus Cunha last summer. Anderson is seen as the player United would raise the quality of the midfield due to his wide-ranging skill set and hybrid. The issue in agent circles is that City have the Nottingham Forest midfielder priority number one and are understood to be ahead in the race right now. While not a done deal yet, United wouldn't still like to be pursuing meetings if that was the case. City are looking to accelerate their move prior to the World Cup. Both Manchester clubs are wary that Anderson's £100 million price tag could rise if he impresses in the World Cup. While meetings are ongoing and more expected in the next 10 to 14 days, United will need to make a big play to blow City, who are increasingly confident they will start a midfield rebuild with Anderson as a centrepiece. Yeah, and that's what's being said. Wharton's behind Anderson, Tonali is on the list. Inside expect his price to be in the 60 to 70 million range, but there are concerns that his style of play is too similar to Kobbie Mainoo, meaning they may struggle to operate effectively as a partnership. Tonali is still in the mix. Tonali remains high on United's list. It would be expensive but a movable asset, especially if Newcastle decide to sell a major other player like Bruno G or Lewis Hall. While some insiders have tried to cool talk, Tonali's name is unlikely to disappear from the shortlist. United remain determined to sign at least one A-grade midfielder this summer, with Anderson top of their wish list and Tonali expected to be nearer front of the queue. So that's what's being said at the moment. There are a lot of conflicting and contradicting stories. A lot of them are suggesting, though, that United, out of the four, will aim to bring in two. We don't know who's the priority at the moment. It seems like every day there is someone else that is the priority. We know United have an interest in Baleba. We had that from last summer, and they want to accelerate that. That's this season potentially. They had talks yesterday about about personal terms, wages, contract, all that sort of stuff, but the move didn't materialise. Now this summer we know United, big midfield rebuild, they want to sign a few midfielders. Who the top target is, we're not 100% sure. But we know it's in the region of Anderson, Wharton, Baleba and Tonali. Tonali has emerged more recently. I think we kind of knew that Anderson, Wharton and Baleba have been top of the priority list for a while. As we do get closer to the window, hopefully we do get some clarity. We probably will in the next week or two. I think as long as United bring in two midfielders, again, in terms of the right profile, I think Wharton is too similar to Kobbie Mainoo, and I don't think they complement each other as well. I think Tonali and probably Mainoo would probably work the best. In terms of my just preference, mine would be Anderson. I think he's the most complete player out of the three, and he's someone that I would love to have at the club. But yeah, that's the kind of update there. I think the deal for Tonali is off at the moment. I think it's going to be a very difficult deal to do. My concern and what the worry has been from all the reports is that Anderson will go to City. City do have a genuine interest in him and have been pursuing that deal for a while. Again, if they win the Premier League, they win the FA Cup, they've already won the Carabao Cup. We know if Pep stays, that's going to be key. With obviously Manchester United not having a permanent manager in place, that does kind of make it difficult to get any deal probably done before the World Cup. So we will have to wait and see. But that is the latest on that. Now on Ugarte tends to wants to have his future defined before the World Cup. United are willing to sell him. Juventus are one of the teams that will push hard, while Napoli have also expressed their intention to sign him. The player welcomes the possibility of playing in Italy or Spain. And again, getting rid of Casemiro, which we know is going to happen. He's already leaving, that's been confirmed. Potentially moving on to Ugarte, whether that's to an Italian club, a French club, any sort of club really would be beneficial for Manchester United, and I think that's something that we need to do. I think it's definitely something that is the priority, and I think we do need to be moving on to Ugarte, in my opinion. I think he's just not good enough, and we can get better players there. Now, Carrick, again, Manchester United are fully aware of the risk involved in Carrick. They now see now Ole Gunnar Solskjaer reign ultimately unravelled after making the same interim to permanent move, and how quickly the mood can shift once the caretaker tag is moved. But apparently, though, Manchester United view Carrick as the first choice manager, and he's increasingly likely to make that role. So yeah, that's Carrick. I'll do a separate video talking about that. Now the last two things I want to talk about is the left back situation. So this was being said on Lewis Skelly at the moment. He's kind of the left back. Talks have still been there. Now this is coming out from the Daily Mail, who again Nathan Soule's got some quite reliable sources. He said Lewis Skelly is under consideration at Manchester United after being offered to United by intermediaries. So yeah, I mean, we know there's an interest there. I think Lewis Skelly is definitely a good option. He's a very good left back, modern day player, and he's someone who I think would improve this Manchester United team. If we're looking at quality, we're looking at Premier experience, we're looking at an improvement on Luke Shaw. Lewis Skelly is definitely that, and I think he's someone for me who would come in, fit this United team like a glove. I think he's very versatile as well. Potentially get Aiden Heaven in it as well. They have a very good relationship as well. So I think Lewis Skelly is a good option. He plays obviously left back, can play midfield. He hasn't got many minutes for Arsenal. And again, if you look at sort of the team that's challenging on all fronts, the fact that he's not starting for them, is that a red flag? I don't think it is. If you look at Hincapié and Calafiori, they're more experienced. They're probably better players than Lewis Skelly. But again, Skelly to Manchester United, talks are still there, and United definitely do have an interest. Now, the last thing, Joshua Zirkzee. Manchester United player Joshua Zirkzee is determined to stay and make an impact. He firmly believes he will get chances under Carrick once United return to European football. And I think Zirkzee was always going to be a squad player. There was no really intention to kind of bring him in to be that number 9. Apparently Amorim didn't even want him anyway. Or was it Ten Hag? No, it was Ten Hag who brought him in, I think. Didn't even want him anyway. I think with Zirkzee is he's not good enough to be a starter, but as a decent squad player, he's definitely someone that is good to have around. I would sell him if you can, bring in some money for him. But if he's happy to stay, he wants to fight for his place, why not? I think he's had an up and down time at United. He's not had sort of the greatest spells where he's been consistently in the team. But yeah, I'd be happy for Zirkzee to stay. But let me know your thoughts. That has been your latest updates.